The last thing Clara remembered was the screech of metal on metal, the smell of burning oil, and the panicked thump of her own heart as she raced to catch her train. She had been so sure of her route home from the office, but suddenly the road had turned to gravel. The streetlights had flickered, and the familiar streets had dissolved into a landscape that looked like something out of a fairy tale. She finally made it to the station just in time to see the last train of the day pull away from the platform. The station was almost deserted. The usual hustle and bustle of commuters had been replaced by an eerie silence, punctuated only by the distant hum of the city. The digital departure board blinked, displaying a single red line through the departing train's time. The echoing announcement over the loudspeaker confirmed it. The 11:59 to midnight express had left without her. A cold breeze suddenly filled the air, rustling the leaves outside and sending a shiver down her spine. The clock above the platform read 11:57. She pulled her coat tighter around her, willing the freezing wind to stop biting at her skin. With no other choice, she waited. And then she heard it. The sound of a train approaching, its whistle echoing through the empty station. The digital departure board flickered back to life, displaying the time as 11:59. A single red line now sliced through the arrival time. The train screeched to a halt, its brakes sighing with relief. Its arrival was announced in a voice that sounded like it had been recorded decades ago. As the doors hissed open, Clara stepped inside. The carriage was old and creaky, nothing like the modern trains she was used to. The worn velvet seats were ripped and dusty. The windows were fogged with age, and the air inside smelled like mildew and decay. She wasn't alone. Several people had boarded the train, all of them dressed in clothes that looked like they belonged in a museum. They sat huddled together, staring blankly ahead. One of them turned to her, his eyes wide and unblinking. He didn't speak, but his stare sent a chill down her spine. An old man sitting opposite her leaned closer, his eyes gleaming in the dim light. "You shouldn't be here," he rasped, his voice like sandpaper. "This train doesn't come back." As the train lurched forward, the old man slumped back in his seat, muttering to himself. Clara watched the world outside the window change. Familiar landmarks dissolved into a strange and unfamiliar landscape. The clock on the wall stopped at 12:01. She realized then that she wasn't just on a train. She was on a journey to a place no living person had ever returned from. The question was, what did the old man mean? Was this train really one way? And if so, why had she been chosen to ride it?